Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The ceremony is about to begin. A little Jim Morrison in there. So, are you all ready? Yes. All right. So these are the 6 finalists, and we're going to give them in the order that they will perform. And so, without further ado, I will give the final 6. Drum roll, please. Cheryl, Mindy, Sawa Hassan, Mira Zell, Sarah Most, Alena Vang, Sydney Strom. Give it up, give it up. Now we're gonna just take a minute or two, let you all collect yourselves, okay? Get ready for the round, and we'll be back in a second. All right, you can talk among yourselves. Congratulate them. Let's give it up one more time for our judges. Yes. And also our photographer, Anna Min. She's gonna make you all look beautiful. I'm telling you. Some of my favorite photos have been taken right in this room. Might not know it now. Baby, I tell you, I'm up. She's gonna make you look like a star. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so here we go. On deck, we have Sawa Hassan, but please welcome to the stage, Cheryl, Mindy.
Grief by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. I tell you, hopeless grief is passionless, that only men incredulous of despair, half-taught in anguish, through the midnight air, beat upward to God's throne in loud access of shrieking and reproach, full desertness, in souls as countries lieth silent bare, under the blanching vertical eye glare of the absolute heavens, deep-hearted man express grief for thy dead in silence like to death, most like a monumental statue set in everlasting watch and moveless woe, till itself crumble to the dust beneath. Touch it. The marble eyelids are not wet. If it could weep, it could arise and go.
On deck, we have Mira Zell, and coming up to the stage, Sawa Hassan.
Friendship After Love by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. After the fierce midsummer, all ablaze, has burned itself to ashes and expires, in the intensity of its own fires, there come the mellow, mild St. Martin days, crowned with the calm of peace, but sad with haze. So after love has led us, till he tires of his own throes and torments and desires, comes large-eyed friendship with the restful gaze. He beckons us to follow, and across cool verdant vales we wander free from care. Is it a touch of frost lies in the air? Why are we haunted with the sense of loss? We do not wish the pain back or the heat, and yet, these days are incomplete.
On deck, we have Sarah Most, but please welcome to the stage Mira Zell.
The Affliction of Richard by Robert Bridges. Love not too much, but how, when thou hast made me such, and dost thy gifts bestow, how can I love too much? Though I must fear to lose and drown my joy in care, with all its thorns I choose the path of love and prayer. Though thou, I know not why, didst kill my childish trust, that breach with toil did I repair because I must. And spite of frighting schemes with which the fiends of hell blaspheme thee in my dreams, so far I have hoped well. But what the heavenly key, what marvel in me wrought, shall quite exculpate thee, I have no shadow of thought. What am I that complain? The love from which began my question, sad and vain, justifies thee to man.
All right, on deck, Alena Vang, but please give a hand to Sarah Most.
The Author to Her Book by Anne Bradstreet. Thou ill-formed offspring of my feeble brain, who after birth didst by my side remain, till snatched from thence by friends less wise than true, who thee abroad, exposed to public view, made thee in rags, halting to the press to trudge, where errors were not lessened, all may judge. At thy return, my blushing was not small. My rambling brat in print should mother call. I cast thee by as one unfit for light. Thy visage was so irksome in my sight. Yet, being mine own, at length affection would thy blemishes amend. If so I could, I washed thy face, but more defects I saw, and rubbing off a spot, still made a flaw. I stretched thy joints to make thee even feet, yet still thou run'st more hobbling than is meet. In better dress to trim thee was my mind, but naught save homespun cloth in the house I find. In this array amongst vulgars mayst thou roam. In critics' hands beware thou dost not come, and take thy way where yet thou art not known. If for thy father asked, say thou hast none. And for thy mother, she, alas, is poor, which caused her thus to send thee out of door.
On deck, we have Sydney Stromgren, but coming up to the stage, Alena Vang. Give it up.
Hope is a Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could bash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in a chillest land, and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me.
Final poet of the third round. Please give it up for Sydney Stromgren.
The Tide Rises, the Tide Falls by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. The tide rises, the tide falls, the twilight darkens, the curlew calls. Along the sea sands damp and brown, the traveler hastens toward the town. And the tide rises, the tide falls. Darkness settles on roofs and walls, but the sea in the darkness calls. The little waves with their soft white hands efface the footprints in the sands. And the tide rises, the tide falls. The morning breaks, the steeds in their stalls stamp and neigh as the hostler calls. The day returns, but nevermore returns the traveler to the shore. And the tide rises, the tide falls.
You know, as poets, we read these poems on the page all the time, and it's just beautiful to hear them come alive with these beautiful renditions. So please give it up one more time to all the poets that performed today. Wonderful, wonderful work. I'm feeling good, and inspired. All right, so we are going to take a little break, and then we will tally the scores and let you know the 3 finalists. And while we do that, I'm gonna do a quick piece, and yeah. So hold on, I gotta get my book. So I don't have this memorized. I know. I gotta step up, you know. They outclassing me. I'm gonna go home tonight. I'm gonna be like, all right, stay up till like 5 a.m. I'm gonna get it. All right. Word life. I know my words are blessed because I always anoint them in scriptures. Word life. Never a moment of pause, got to transcribe these messages from God. It's the mindset, and bets are laid that one of the 7th will never escape the grave. Truth spoken, words broken, but I see the light, be the light. With God's grace, I feed the light. Pen to paper, speak the wild capers, the days gone by. The struggle, the fight, the lost hope, shadow the neon lights. The same sky, the same breath, begging for morning to come. I'm on my knees, heaven the dome, and if I reach into my chest to speak the truth to raise Lazarus from rest, will you let the shadow pass over your ears? The masses, medicated to smile and grieve. A nation swallowed in greed. Word life. We are the balm to heal a nation's wounds. Word life. And the preacher shouted from the soapbox praying, God was the light became a star, the star a sun, and I'm the covenant in search of the truth. Word life. Word life, the ancestral drum is the sum of the universe. It's the way your smile greets me at daybreak. You standing there holding tomorrow like a promise. Word life, don't care who's the dopest. Nothing matters but the focus. Chose this because I'm destined to be a witness. Lifted to elevate the people we propose this. Verbal warriors, we compose this. We hold this love as the greatest gift we have to offer. We know this because the sky above reflects the God within, and the truest message of the ages is love. The only war worth fighting is love. The only dream worth dying for is love. And it's the love of freedom that got me here to lay my soul bare on this stage, to articulate the rage of countless still suffering every day. And the words drumming through me like a calling. And the words drumming through me like a calling. And the words drumming through the air like a calling. Word life, word life, word life. Thank you. And hopefully next time you see it, it'll be memorized. And I just said, I'll get your address and I'll show up at your house. No, I'm just kidding. I just be standing outside the window. Word life, word life. Be like, can we call someone, please? We got a mad poet in the yard. Okay. And while that's happening, I'm going to let you know about the prizes, but give me one quick sec. All right, little business. All right, so tote bags and backstage passes to the Guthrie will be given out to all participants. Yes. Yes. It's cool being backstage. I also do direct theater, and I've assistant directed at the Guthrie several times. It's great to go backstage and see how all of it is put together. Also, trophies will be given to the top 3 scoring students, these beautiful trophies that are sitting next to me. Third place winner receives a trophy. The second place winner receives a trophy, $100 for the student, and $200 for the school for poetry books. And the state champion receives a trophy, $200 for the student, $500 for the school for poetry books, and expenses paid trip to DC in April for the national competition. Plus, it's not all, plus a $100 gift card to the Loft for the student and a $100 gift card to the Loft for the teacher. So, nice prizes, y'all. Yes. That's right. All right, so before we do those festivities, please give it up for Melissa Ray. Yes, she organized and pulled all this together, and it's been wonderful working with you, and brilliant work, and pulled all the judges together. So let's give her one more hand. Also, thanks to Jessie Lee Bowder. She just walked out, but let's cheer so that she can hear. Shout out to Jessie! And also in the booth, Marian Gomez. That's right. She's making my mic sound nice. I feel like Chuck D or something up in here. Public enemy number one. All right, enough of my antics. You guys gonna be like, Lord, will he just get to the scores? Okay. See, it's the gift that keeps giving. I got 5 more minutes. No, I'm just kidding. That's what she told me. She said, you can keep going, just keep talking. Just extend it out a little longer. No, I'm just kidding. What she actually told me was there will be cake after this. You know what I'm saying? Now, did you think coming to a poetry event tonight that you would get all this fun? Huh? And then you get cake? Come on now. Let's give it up for the Poetry Out Loud Finals. See, they over there sweating. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so give it up for the third place winner, Sarah Most. It's getting hot in here. All right. Second place winner is Sydney Stromgren. Give it up. I gotta take a drink before. I don't want to mess up the name, you know. And to our champion, Cheryl, Mindy. And please give it up one more time for all the poets, to the judges, to Anna Min, to Marion, to Jesse, bringing in the cake, and to Melissa. And also to our videographer capturing it all, Browntown. Give it up one more time. Thank you all for being here tonight. Please have some cake and congratulate all the poets and the champions. So have a blessed night. Take care. We'll see you soon. Peace.